HookahPro.com, your ultimate source for everything hookah. Find the latest tips and tricks, videos, reviews, contests, and more.
Hey guys, this is BritJH22 from HookahPro.com, and today we are doing a hookah review of this Mya Saray QT. So we're going to take a break right now, and I'll show you all the different parts of it, what sort of makes it a good one, what makes it bad, you know, all the ins and outs of the hookah. Hey guys, so we're back. We're looking at the Mya QT, and we're going to show you sort of the different parts, a few of the sort of bad things about it, some of the good things about it. It comes with this carrying case, which fits in pretty nicely, and it comes with typical Mya hose, typical Mya bowl, set of tongs, all that sort of stuff. So the case is actually a nice little job. You just pull that out there, and that handle comes off like that, and then you pull that up, and then you get at the hookah itself. As far as sort of the cons of this particular hookah, it is small, so the size of the tray is quite small, but you can't really avoid that. And then the bowl is a typical Mya bowl, which for most people will prefer a vortex or a funnel, but it works pretty decently. It doesn't hold a whole lot of shisha, but it's fairly deep. We usually use 2 coconars on something like this. And then I'll just take it out real quick. There is this piece right here, screws off, so you can take your tray out. It's got a little metal piece right there, so that sits right on there. It's got an O-ring down here, so you can take that off, clean it, etc. Just put that back on. It just screws right on like that. When it comes to the stem and heart itself, it's on the base, which we have a blue base, pretty well. It's actually sort of sometimes hard to get off. Just the grommets does a good job. There we go. And unlike most vases, it's actually the grommets on the outside, so the heart fits around it. And then the down stem is detachable, so you can take that off and clean it. It breaks down into pretty easy, simple, manageable parts. Speaking of which, this is one of the other sort of bad things about this hookah. Being so small, it does have a common heart chamber, which means that compared to something like a KM or something like that, the purge is a little bit weaker than others, so you go to purge and it'll not purge the whole smoke chamber. It just tends to purge sort of this area and maybe a little bit of the base. It's got a pretty standard purge valve with a little BB, and I believe the purge valve can also screw out, so you can add another hose port. Got the hose port there, so pretty simple.
The hose port also does screw off.
Yeah, so you can do a 2 hose on this, but it's pretty simple.
I mean, you can take off the hose port to clean it.
Yeah, yep. But that pretty much covers the hookah standard Mya stuff. So now we'll go and see how it smokes. Okay, so we're back and we got it all set up and smoking. Just as a sort of, way to really quantify the size of it, it's next to my 32-inch KM Carnival single pair, so you can really tell the difference. It is pretty small. I think it's 17 inches, I think they say it is. And as well, you can probably see the difference in the hose, particularly the width. This is compared to a KM Pro hose, which I believe is the widest hose on the market these days. A little bit wider than like a Namur or a Narbish, the popular washables. As far as the hookah is, we're smoking Alfaker Melon. Out of the Mya bowl, we've got 2 Canaras that have probably been on there for maybe 10 minutes, probably a little bit under that. I think we actually may have filled the base up a little too high, but it's still smoking pretty well.
Yep. It's also really easy to get too much water in that base. Oh, and when I set it up, I also did put it in the freezer to chill the water a little more. And there's one nice thing about the small size is you can put the entire hookah in the freezer, which helps cool the stem. And since the stem is so small, it does build up some heat after a little while, so that delays that.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're getting pretty good clouds, but that's to be expected from Alfaker. Overall, it's a pretty good little hookah. The one thing I did say earlier is the purge, which I'll show you here. It is easy to purge in terms of how hard you have to blow into it, but it doesn't fully purge all of the base. So it's that's a problem with having a common heart, which can't really avoid that on a hookah so small. Something she also mentioned earlier was the opening for the base is fairly tight, so depending on how big your ice cubes are, if you like to put ice in your base with your water, it may be a little bit more difficult. Aside from that, for its size, it smokes like a champ, and I think these usually go for $40, and it's a good sort of travel size. It comes with the case.
Yeah. It also doesn't take up much space, so if you have a very small area that you're working with, like say if you're putting it on your desk and doing other stuff, it's actually really convenient for that.
Yeah, so overall it's a great little hookah. I don't know if I'd give it a number value. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 out of 10 because of small things like the tray. Again, the tray is sort of small, so if you knock a coal off, you have a greater chance of it hitting the floor, hitting a table, whatever. But that's to be expected from a small hookah like this and the purge. But other than that, it's pretty well suited.
Yeah, given the size of the hookah, I'm going to agree with that. I think it obviously doesn't draw quite as well as the can or anything like that, so I wouldn't say it's very different from the can because it has the small size is good for different things, so it's hard to compare them.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have an effortless draw like you get with a can, but some people don't like that. Some people like it more with restricted draw.
Okay.
But yeah, so 8, I think this is a great starter hookah. So this has been, let's see, anything else?
Another little note, the bowl that comes with the hookah is an unglazed bowl, so it will absorb a little bit of the flavor, like I'm getting a little bit of the orange I smoked a few weeks ago from the bowl.
Yeah, and that's just the interior is unglazed.
Yep.
So this has been BritJH22 from hookahpro.com, your place for hookah reviews, videos, chat, contests, everything. So check out hookahpro.com and keep smoking.